It was supposed to be one of the happiest weeks of our lives. My wife, Emily, had just given birth to our daughter, Lily. After years of deployments, dangerous missions, and long nights away from home, I finally had the chance to settle down and enjoy the peace I had earned. We had just moved into a quiet suburban neighborhood that promised calm streets, friendly neighbors, and a supportive community. Or so I thought. From the first day, something felt off. Our homeowners association, the HOA, was run by a woman named Karen. And not just any Karen. She was the kind who believed she owned the entire neighborhood. Her rules were law, and anyone who dared to question her authority became her enemy. At first, Emily tried to stay polite. Karen showed up the morning after we moved in, clipboard in hand, demanding to inspect our lawn, our mailbox, even the type of curtains we'd hung. Emily, exhausted from caring for a newborn, smiled and told her we'd get to everything in time. But Karen just narrowed her eyes and said, "Rules are rules. We have standards here." That was my first red flag. Over the next week, the visits continued. Karen would show up unannounced, nitpicking everything. The color of our trash bins, the height of our grass, even the placement of Lily's stroller on the porch. She seemed obsessed with control, and I could tell Emily was growing more anxious each day. Then came the day that changed everything. It was a Friday afternoon. I had just returned from a morning run, my body still in that hyper-alert mode that never quite left me after years as a Navy SEAL. Emily was inside feeding Lily when I heard a knock at the door. Sharp, impatient, and repetitive. I opened it to find Karen standing there, arms crossed, her lips pursed like she'd just tasted something sour. "Mr. Carter," she began, "I've received several complaints about—" "Noise," I blinked. "Noise?" "Yes, crying, late at night. Some of us need our rest, and it's simply unacceptable for a community like ours." I tried to stay calm. "Karen, that's our newborn baby," she cries. "That's what babies do," her eyes flashed. "Well, perhaps your wife should learn to handle her better. Or maybe this neighborhood isn't the right fit for your family." That was strike two. I took a breath and said evenly, "Karen, we'll do our best. But you need to understand," she cut me off. "Actually, I'd like to speak with your wife. She seems emotional. I can help her make better parenting decisions." I stepped closer, my voice low but firm. "My wife and child are not your concern." Karen huffed and stormed off, muttering about unstable newcomers. I thought that would be the end of it. I was wrong. 2 days later, while I was out getting groceries, Karen showed up again. Emily later told me she knocked for nearly 10 minutes straight, ignoring the "Do Not Disturb Baby Sleeping" sign on the door. When Emily finally opened it, holding Lily in her arms, Karen tried to push her way inside. "I'm here to check on the baby," she said, glancing around like she owned the place. "I've been hearing worrying things." Crying, shouting. "It's my duty as HOA president to make sure the child is safe." Emily was stunned. "Excuse me? You can't just come in here." Karen's voice turned cold. "If you don't hand the baby to me right now, I'll have to call child services." "Clearly, you're overwhelmed." That's when Emily slammed the door in her face. By the time I got home, Emily was shaking, clutching Lily close to her chest. When she told me what had happened, a wave of controlled fury surged through me. Years of military discipline kicked in, calm, strategic, focused. I told her to stay inside and lock the doors. Then I went to pay Karen a visit. Her house was 3 doors down. I walked up the path, every movement deliberate. She was in her garden, trimming hedges like nothing had happened. When she saw me, her smirk returned. "Oh, Mr. Carter," she said sweetly. "Is your wife feeling better?" She seemed unhinged earlier. I stopped a few feet away and said, "Karen, you will never come near my wife or my daughter again. Do you understand me?" She rolled her eyes. "Don't threaten me, young man. I'll have the HOA fine you." "Fine me all you want," I said, stepping closer. "But if you ever step onto my property again, you'll regret it." Something in my voice must have made her pause. Her eyes darted to the tattoo on my forearm, the trident, the insignia of a Navy SEAL. I saw realization dawn on her face. Her tone changed instantly. "Oh, I didn't realize you were military." I leaned in slightly, my voice calm but lethal. I spent 15 years protecting people who couldn't protect themselves. I know what real threats look like. You're not one. But if you ever scare my wife again, I will make sure every legal authority in this state knows exactly how you've been harassing new families. She swallowed hard, her fake confidence crumbling. There's no need for hostility, she stammered. I was just concerned. Concern noted, I said, turning to leave. Stay away from my family. The next morning, Karen's usual rounds stopped. The HOA emails ceased. Neighbors who'd been silent before started coming over, some even apologizing. Apparently, Karen had been terrorizing everyone for years, but no one had stood up to her. A week later, a letter arrived. A resignation from her position as HOA president. Emily and I finally had peace. The kind of peace I'd been fighting for all my life. Sometimes it's not the battlefield that tests your strength. It's the quiet streets, the petty tyrants, and the moments where protecting your family means more than any mission ever could. As I sat on the porch that evening, Lily asleep in my arms and Emily smiling beside me, I realized something simple and powerful. I had faced enemies all over the world, but nothing made me prouder than standing up for the people I loved. Because being a Navy SEAL isn't just about fighting wars. It's about knowing when to fight for home,